What if one secret could destroy everything in Walford? Because next week in EastEnders, airing from Monday the 11th to Thursday the 14th of May, things are about to spiral out of control. And trust me, this week is not normal. We're talking about 5 massive spoilers that change everything. First up, Bea Pollard's shocking truth is finally at risk of being exposed, and it's way worse than anyone imagined. At the same time, Mark Fowler finds himself in serious danger as a ruthless drugs gang demands a terrifying £30,000, and he's running out of time. But that's just the beginning. Eddie Knight is back and already causing chaos by interfering in Nicola's life. Patrick Truman faces a tense and emotional clash with his granddaughter Jasmine. And in the middle of all this drama, Grant Mitchell steps in with some unexpected advice that could change Linda Carter's future forever. This week isn't just dramatic.
1. Bea Pollard's fraudulent behaviour is exposed. Bea stays unusually close to Ian on his first day as Walford's counsellor, clearly nervous, but Ian is so distracted that he doesn't even notice. He even forgets it's his mum Kathy's birthday. Linda doesn't hold back either, calling him out for his past behaviour while he tries to smooth things over with Elaine. At the same time, Honey's worries about identity theft start to grow. With Billy's support, she finally confronts Bea and asks when she's planning to move out. Bea admits she was actually hoping to move in with Ian, but that plan quickly falls apart when Cindy reveals a Gazette article suggesting Bea and Ian are husband and wife. Shocked, Ian immediately ends things, but things get even worse when he discovers Bea has been using a fake credit card in Honey's name to buy votes. Furious, Ian storms over and confronts Bea in front of Honey. With nowhere left to hide, Bea desperately tries to cover up the truth, but eventually she breaks and confesses everything. Later, Honey sits down with Kathy, Ian, Linda and Elaine at the Vic to figure out what to do next. Ian tries to convince her not to go to the police, secretly worried that the scandal could ruin his position. Back at home, Honey slowly starts to consider forgiving Bea, but everything changes when Billy finds out the full truth. Angry and betrayed, he orders Bea to leave immediately. Feeling cornered and bitter, Bea takes revenge by tampering with Billy's ladder. She watches from a distance, and later tries one last time to win Ian back so she won't end up homeless. But Ian isn't buying it, and with no one left to turn to, Bea is forced to spend the night alone at McClunkey's. 2. Eddie Knight deals a troubling yet... It's supposed to be a special day, Ivy's Ghanaian naming ceremony, but Nicola has something much bigger on her mind. Behind the scenes, she secretly meets Eddie's prison officer at number 1, unaware that Harry walks in and overhears everything, leaving him completely shocked. As the truth starts closing in, Nicola tries to convince George that bringing Eddie back is the right decision, but she hides one crucial detail: the money involved. George isn't convinced at first, but eventually gives in, agreeing to let Eddie stay in the basement flat. But things quickly spiral. Eddie shows up right in the middle of the ceremony, instantly causing tension and chaos within the family. And then he drops a bombshell. Nicola won't see a single penny unless he's allowed to move upstairs into the main house. Feeling the pressure, Nicola heads to Harry's barn, where the business is clearly struggling. Harry, after opening up to Gina, begs his mum to rethink everything. But Nicola refuses, insisting they desperately need Eddie's money to survive. As the week goes on, Eddie tries to make peace with Nicola, but she keeps her distance. At the same time, Cindy warns George not to trust his dad, but George refuses to listen, setting the stage for even more trouble ahead. Patrick Truman returns with bad news for Jasmine Fisher. Patrick returns to Walford after his holiday and brings the whole family together for drinks at the Vic. But things take a serious turn when he pulls Jasmine aside for a private chat, and it doesn't go the way she was hoping. Still hurt by everything that happened, Patrick admits he hasn't fully forgiven her. He makes it clear that the trust between them is still broken, and rebuilding their relationship won't be easy. For Jasmine, it's a tough reality to face, because earning his trust back is going to take. 4. Grant Mitchell helps Linda Carter make a breakthrough with son Johnny. Grant continues to stand firmly by Linda's side, becoming a real pillar of strength as she struggles to fix things with her son, Johnny. It's not easy for her. The guilt, the distance, and everything that's happened between them still weighs heavily. But with Grant's support and encouragement, Linda slowly starts to find the courage to face the situation and make things right. After all the tension and time apart, the long-awaited moment finally arrives when Linda and Johnny come face to face and sit down together for a quiet drink. It's a big step for both of them, filled with emotion and unspoken feelings. But with so much history between them, the question remains, will this meeting bring the healing Linda is hoping for, or will it only stir up more pain?
5. Mark Fowler's dangerous situation unravels. Mark's anxiety keeps building as the pressure to repay the gang becomes impossible to ignore. Sam pushes him to reach out to Grant for help, and with a bit of encouragement from Lauren, he finally agrees. But things quickly turn tense when Mark catches Grant getting a little too close to Linda, sparking a heated argument that only adds to his stress. Sam later tries to check in on Mark, questioning him about his relationship with Lauren, but that conversation also ends badly. When Lauren admits she doesn't have space for more cars at the lot, it triggers another fallout, leaving Mark feeling completely cornered. With nowhere else to turn, he finally opens up to his sister Vicky, revealing the truth about his £30,000 debt. Taking Vicky's advice, Mark approaches Phil, who agrees to lend him the money, buying him some much-needed time. Grant also offers his help after hearing the truth from Sam, but both Mark and Phil shut him down, refusing to let him get involved. However, Grant refuses to stay out of it. He takes matters into his own hands and confronts Mark's boss, Russell, but instead of helping, it reignites old tensions and pushes everything further out of control. The situation turns even darker when Russell breaks into Vicky's house and reveals just how serious Mark's trouble really is. Shocked and furious, Vicky confronts Mark, who is then devastated to learn that Grant interfered behind his back. In anger, he storms over to the Mitchell house and makes a life-changing decision, cutting his dad out of his life completely. Meanwhile, Lawrence